Attention, everyone. It's time for Below Grade Level. The game is afoot.
Hello and welcome to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we read as kids and read them as adults and ruin them. I'm one of your hosts, Jonathan Eaton. With me, as always, is Bekah Eaton.
Hello.
And Chris Zaleski.
Hello.
And on today's episode, we have returning champion special guest Alex Hayes.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
It's so good to be back.
Yay. I'm so glad that you could be our guest. I super dropped the ball in this episode, and I kept forgetting to get a guest, and you were nice enough to, on the same day of us recording, say, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah, I got a nap right before joining, and so I'm like
Nice.
in that like post-nap fog, and my eyes are bloodshot, but I'm so happy to be here.
So you're all like, yeah, so you're fresh and confused and ready to read whatever the fuck we're reading.
I have no idea what time it is.
Judging by the light and the thunder, it could be noon or midnight.
Yeah.
Just as good.
So, Alex, we are reading something that we have never... We're diving into a book series that we have never read before on this show, but something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while to see if it's good, and so far it's pretty good. We're reading Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drawn.
Have you ever read a Nancy Drew book?
I don't think I've ever read a Nancy Drew, so I'm excited to see what she's all about here.
Cool. Okay, good. As we learned last time, Nancy Drew books are old as fuck. They are much older than the typical shit that we read, which is usually like 80s to 90s. And Nancy Drew books, as we found out last time, I think started in, was it 1930 was the first one?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
I think it was the 30s.
Yeah. But spanning decades and decades and decades. So there's a lot of them. But the one we're reading right now, I believe, was from 1971. It's called Nancy Drew and the Crooked Banister. And, oh boy, it's weird already. It's so weird already. Bekah, could you catch Alex and the listeners up on what happened last time on Nancy Drew and the Crooked Banister?
Yes, I can.
You took so many notes.
So many notes. So, Carson. I feel like we start with Carson. Carson's her dad. He is handsome and a lawyer. Nancy is also attractive, and you'll notice a theme here. And she has strawberry blonde hair, and she's 18. We hear about a guy named Rawley Banister, who has swindled people, including the Melody couple, by selling them a house that was actually on an Indian reservation. So he just took their money and ran. He lives in a big house on the top of a hill that has a moat around it, and the moat can catch on fire.
That's right.
It's on an Indian reservation, not a burial ground, but just on a reservation.
Yeah, just a reservation.
Yeah.
Just land he does not own.
Okay.
He was arrested. I don't know if it was for this specific thing or something else, but he was in jail, and then he was let out of jail. And Mrs. Melody, I guess, hires Carson and Nancy by extension to go confront him to get her money back or whatever.
Does the book give one watery shit about the tribe?
No.
Not yet.
No.
They're a plot point. I mean, they're
just a hindrance to these people owning a house.
Yeah, they're
they're
set
a
dressing.
small MacGuffin
Yeah.
at best. So Mr. Bannister has disappeared, but his sister lives in his house again, the house with the moat. They go to the house, and there's a steel bridge that goes across the moat. The steel bridge has no railing, so I guess a steel plank is what we would call it. They go and knock, what happens? Do they knock on the door?
Yeah.
Do they call?
No, they go first and knock, and then like a voice over the intercom says something like the wizard's not in or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then they leave, yeah.
So yeah, they go to a motel and then are contacted by the sister, whose name is Mrs. Carrier. They're contacted by her and invited to the house that they were going to go to anyway.
So many family names.
She's short, stout, and friendly. And so then when they leave the hotel and go to the house and meet Mrs. Carrier, it turns out that Mrs. Melody knows Mrs. Carrier. I didn't write down why. I think from childhood or whatever. So Mrs. Melody's maiden name was Joyce Johnson.
Yeah, I think they went to school together.
OMG, I remember you.
Yeah.
Mrs. Carrier was like talking shit about Rawley, like, oh, he's such a scamp, always swindling and etc.
I forgot how many times the word swindle was in this
It was a lot of times. They go back to the motel, and their motel rooms have burned down. They find a tapered match, and you might think that's not interesting, but it comes up again. So they suspect Rawley, obviously, of burning down their hotel room specifically.
Definitely, yes, of course.
Tapered match meaning what exactly?
I don't know. Other than, I guess it's a match, and I guess it comes to a point on one end instead of being flat. Why you would need that, I have no fucking clue.
I'm gonna look it up, because I also we were so confused about that before, and I don't think anyone looked it up. I just assumed like
one of those long matchsticks, like for a fireplace, but pointy for some reason.
Kelly was looking so much stuff up, but I know this is something that we missed.
There was a lot of things to look up.
Oh, I looked up tapered match, and I'm getting a lot of pictures of pants.
I'm getting stuff about federal aid.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Why? What? Did we both just type tapered match into Google?
I think you did. I don't know. I might have written some stuff out of order. Anyway, Chris had a prediction. I wrote down the prediction that Mrs. Carrier is the one that lit the fire. But they... I don't know. Did they go there and come back and then go back again? I don't fucking know.
They went to Mrs. Carrier, the sisters. They went to the sisters' house,
they went
and
to
she
her
gave
house.
them the key.
Right.
To the spook house.
I thought she was living in the spooky house.
No. She lives in her own house.
Okay.
Because the house is her brother's.
Yeah.
But she has a key.
She has a key. Okay.
Yeah.
So she gives them the key to the spooky moat house. They go without her. And it's basically like the Winchester Mystery House, and everything's weird there. And also, there's a robot inside.
Big.
I can't remember what he says because I didn't write it down, and I wish I had.
It was like a robot butler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the
Like
voice on
Rocky.
the intercom before. It was this robot.
Happy birthday, Polly.
I don't know. I wrote this down. I don't know if it's important, but she described 7 greedy, horrible serpents on a hand-embroidered tapestry, all
yes.
eating poisonous things.
Yeah, that feels important.
Yeah. So they're just poking around the house. They don't know what the fuck is happening. Then they hear an explosion. So they go check out the explosion, and the robot is on the floor with his head off. His head has come off.
Yes.
And they find a tape inside the robot. I don't know. Cassette? What kind of tapes existed in the 30s? I don't know.
Yeah.
Poking
For
around
real?
more, they find a taper match. So Nancy thinks because this same match was at their fire, it has to be Mr. Banister.
Rawley, yeah.
Because no one else buys pointy matches.
No.
I suppose. So Carson and Mrs. Melody just straight up leave this town and go back home, I guess.
Yeah.
But Nancy's going to keep investigating, I think.
Yes.
And so he tells Nancy to invite her friends Bess and George. Bess and George are cousins. Oops. Wrong page. Almost there.
Yeah, she called for backup.
Yeah. Bess.
And as we know from Kelly, Bess and George are also like in all these books.
Yeah.
Like they're a team.
They're recurring characters.
Yeah.
Bess is blonde, plump, and pretty. And George is slender, athletic, and has short black hair. And I wrote down everyone is hot, because everyone is described as being hot. So Nancy and her friends are hanging out around town and getting tea, etc. And a guy named Mr. Clyde Mead shows up.
Oh my god, I forgot about this
and
guy.
starts talking to Nancy about giving money to Indian reservations.
Oh my god.
And she tries to get rid of him, but then he shows up when they're having dinner, and is being annoying, and they try to get away from him, and then they go to their rooms, and they get a phone call, and it's Mr. Bannister on the phone.
No!
Mr.
Jesus, that was a lot.
Bannister.
Bum, bum. All right. Let's find out what happens this time.
On the Crooked Banister.
Nancy Drew and the Crooked Banister.
Get to
But
the
didn't
bottom
his-
of this banister.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Didn't his sister say, like, that was his nickname
that
because
was what
he's
I
such
was-
a piece of shit?
that was what I was going to say, is like it's a double entendre because
Yeah.
they refer to Rawley as the Crooked Banister. Get it?
Or
But
more
yeah.
accurately, Alex, let's get to the halfway point of this case.
But yeah, Chris thinks that the Crooked
Hey!
Banister is actually the sister, and I bet he's fucking right, and he's gonna get to wear his goddamn glasses again. Anyway, Chapter 5, The Attack. Yes, that sounds fun. When the speaker said he was Mr. Bannister, Nancy caught her breath. What?
On the phone.
Aha, right, thank you. Is the thing you just said. Was this the man...
I was like, the robot?
I know, that's what I thought
Yeah.
too. Like the robot speaker. Oh, also, like, okay, the robot like blew up, and they were like, "Call the Yellow Pages and find an electrician to fix this robot."
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, to fix the robot? I couldn't even call someone now to fix a robot in
Robot
2025.
repair.
Yeah, if I called an appliance repairman and he came over and I had a fucking handmade
And you were like,
robot,
my robot's head
it's
blew
like,
off.
yeah.
Can you put it back on?
He'd be like, "Bro, what?" Anyway, was this the man she and many others were trying to locate? Her heart pounded as she said, I don't remember what voices we were doing.
No, just go for it.
Yes, Mr. Bannister. I think we're just doing a lot of transatlantic shit. The caller went on. I'm Thomas Bannister, a brother to Rawley. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. With a sigh, Nancy
Bannisters.
relaxed.
They really got me good with that
They
one.
really did. That's a real R.L. Stein cliffhanger. Bess and George, having seen their friend's sudden change of expression, wondered who was telephoning. Mr. Bannister said, I understand your father is trying to locate my brother. That's true, isn't it? I believe so, Nancy replied guardedly. Well, listen, the caller went on. You give this message to your father, and no one else, young lady. Do you hear me? I didn't know where to phone him. That's why I called you. Tell him that he's to stop work on the search at once. Stop work? That's what I said! Woman, shut up! A man's talking. This whole thing is a family matter and will be taken care of by us, the Bannisters. We don't need any other help. Is that clear? Quite. Mr. Bannister stated that he did not want to discuss the case further. Drop it! Tell your father we're sorry to have caused any inconvenience. The caller hung up. Nancy sat staring at the ceiling. She thought, the end of a beautiful mystery for me. That's in quotes, but it was what she thought.
That's sad.
But one of the only things I remembered from the last time we read was that the book immediately started with her asking her dad, do you have a mystery for me to solve? And I thought that was a really awesome way to start a Nancy
Yeah.
Drew book. She turned to Bess and George and relayed the conversation. George knew how disappointed Nancy was and refrained from making any comment. Bess said with relief, it's probably better this way. I'm sure, Nancy, that you would have ended up with some horrible thing happening to you.
Without replying, Nancy dialed the Drew home. Her father was there, and she told him about Thomas Bannister's message. I'm amazed, Mr. Drew said. Mrs. Carrier seems so eager to have us work on the mystery. What shall we do? Nancy asked. After a moment's pause, her father said, it was Mr. and Mrs. Melody who engaged me to take on this case. Suppose you phone Mr. Bannister and remind him of this. See what he says, and then we'll decide upon our next move. Call me back. Why don't you fucking call him, man?
Right? What?
Nancy looked up Thomas Bannister's number in the directory. As she was about to dial it, the thought suddenly occurred to her that perhaps Thomas Banister had not telephoned. Someone else might have used his name.
You think?
She put in the call. A man's voice said, "Hello?" Nancy asked, "Is this Mr. Thomas Banister?" "Yes." "This is Nancy Drew. I'm at the motel. Did you phone me a while ago?" "Why, no," he replied. "My sister has told me about you. I hope we'll meet soon."
Gasp.
Nancy told him that someone using his name had
She's a
telephoned.
good detective.
She is good. And said her father was to give up the case at once. "He sounded exactly like you," she finished. The young sleuth could hear a deep sigh at the other end of the line. "It must have been my brother, Rawley. Did he say where he was calling from?" "No, he didn't, Mr. Banister." "Then, since you didn't phone," Nancy went on, "you and Mrs. Carrier do want Dad and me to keep on trying to find your brother?" "Indeed we do." It's written so old-timey,
Yes.
but this was 1971.
Yeah.
It's written like this was written in 1930.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just keeping up the same flavor the whole time.
Yeah, they're like, only
It's
3
so
years
formal.
have passed since 1930.
Yeah. She's still 18.
Yeah.
Rawley must make amends. Personally, I know nothing about his private affairs. It's my guess from what my sister tells me. He may have money or valuables stowed away, which would take care of all his debts.
Nancy asked Thomas if he had any idea how Rawley had found out the Drews were on the case.
No, I haven't, he replied.
After saying goodbye, Nancy told Bess and George what Thomas Banister had said, then phoned her father. He, too, suspected that the call had been made by Rawley. Mr. Drew said he would try to have the call traced, but doubted that this would be possible, as it was the early 70s. Next, Nancy telephoned Mrs. Carrier to see if she and the electrician were going out to Rawley's house the following morning.
That got me good.
Yes, the woman replied, and I'm eager to meet Bess and George. Will you pick me up at 10 o'clock? She asked. Mr. Glassborough, the electrician, will follow in his truck. When the group reached Rawley's house the next morning... Oh, we're moving right along.
Damn.
When the group reached Rawley's house the next morning, they led Mr. Glassborough to the kitchen and showed him the broken robot. Well, that's something, he exclaimed. It's a fucking robot. This is an odd house, all right. Old Robbie here just fits in. Do you think you can fix him? Mrs. Carrier said.
Robbie the robot?
Are you...
Mr. Glassborough stood the 5-foot-tall robot up on its wheeled feet and flashed a light inside. Humph. There are a lot of broken wires and this tape in here snapped. That's what caused the explosion. When he fell over, his head rolled off. Expert opinion.
Question. Does he have 4 wheels or 3 or 2 or 1? How many wheels do you think this
I'm
fucker has
picturing
got?
like the kind of belts,
Oh,
like 3 wheels
like-
with a
like
belt
Johnny
for
Five.
some reason. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know why I'm picturing that,
That
but
makes
I
so
am.
much more sense. I'm picturing the bottom of a office chair.
You're thinking treads.
Becca's thinking
Yeah,
treads.
I'm thinking treads.
I'm thinking casters.
Nancy showed
Alex,
him the
what do you think?
I'm picturing like the Daleks.
Oh,
You don't see
okay.
any wheels?
Yeah,
Just moving around on a pedestal.
yeah.
Nancy showed him the drawer where there were many other tapes. Mrs. Carrier, I
What
think
do
I
they
can
mean by
make...
tapes?
I'm guessing cassette tape.
Well, it's...
But do they
Information
mean,
was
like,
stored on
belts?
magnetic tape at that point, computer-wise.
It's just like a reel of tape.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was like that or if it was just them saying something was tape that I didn't understand.
No, I'm picturing, yeah, like old school, like audio,
Yeah.
tape, literally. Yeah.
Mrs. Carrier, I think I can mend this old fellow. At least, I'll do my best. And splice the broken tape, too. The others decided to leave the electrician alone and went to the front hall. Mrs. Carrier suggested she and the girls go through Rawley's personal belongings on the second floor. Nancy agreed it was a good idea. Maybe we'll find a useful clue, she added. They climbed the crooked staircase and started their search. The closets contained the usual assortment of clothing, shoes, and sports equipment.
There was nothing to indicate that Rawley had strange taste in wearing apparel. In wearing apparel?
You know, apparel that you wear.
As opposed to display apparel.
Apparently, he didn't take much with him, Bess remarked. Not an empty hanger in the place. In the meantime, Mrs. Carrier looked in the pockets of Rawley's clothing. She did not find anything in them and began to rummage through the dresser drawers. These are filled with so much stuff it will take forever to go through them, she announced. It would save time if you girls checked 2 chests in Rawley's study. Bess and George offered to do this while Nancy went downstairs to see how the electrician was progressing. As she neared the kitchen, Nancy thought it strange she did not hear a sound. Probably Mr. Glassborough is doing some delicate manipulating with the wires, she murmured. Nancy swung open the door to the kitchen and then stepped back, shocked. Ooh. What's she gonna see? The electrician lay on the floor unconscious. Not far from him stood the robot, its head back on. Oh, Mr. Glassborough, Nancy cried out. Okay, this is getting hot. She ran to assist him. As she was about to bend down, a whirring sound started inside the mechanical man and she turned to face him. The next moment, the figure raised his 2 arms and clasped them tightly about Nancy. Ooh, hotter still. He began to squeeze her hard.
Yeah,
Help,
he did.
Nancy screamed, help! And she blacked out. Oh,
Whoa!
man. Upstairs, Bess and George heard the cry. Nancy's in trouble, Bess exclaimed. The 2 girls scurried down the crooked stairway and into the kitchen. Ooh, crooked banister, crooked stairway. That adds up.
Yeah.
Their friend was draped over one arm of the robot. We must get her loose, George said urgently. Bess pulled one of his arms, I'll yank the other, but neither limb would budge.
Oh my god. There's a picture!
Oh, that's great.
Whoa, bipedal with a boxy torso and a square head.
Oh, he's got legs like human legs. I don't like that.
So there's wheels on the end of 2 human legs?
Are there? Do we know there's wheels? I don't remember.
I said last episode that he looks like Marvin from the 80s Hitchhiker's Guide.
Is that what Marvin looks like?
Very, very close.
Look at her. She doesn't look not into it. She looks slightly surprised.
He looks like if you were to like draw out a Halloween costume of a robot to wear.
He looks like
That's what
the
you would
Halloween
draw.
costume that I made
Yeah.
to be a robot.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I forgot I need to put these pictures on our TikToks.
I did take a picture of something else. Here, I'll
Fuck,
take a
that's
picture of this
good.
one.
Guys, there's a picture of a robot basically hugging Nancy
It's like
Drew.
it's like a side hug, like an awkward side hug, and she looks like she's about to pass out.
He's like, I love you. And she's like, as a friend.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. What do we do? Bess wailed. There's only one thing to do, George replied. We gotta come up with voices for these broads. Apparently the tape set off the robot that set off the robot is still running. We must stop it. Help! Nancy screamed. Help! Oh wait, that's the that's the caption. That's the caption for the picture.
Oh.
But also look at the picture I'm showing.
Oh, is that that's from
Like,
the thing?
Yeah, even with like the jut out of the forehead and everything.
Yeah,
like
it's exactly what it looks like. Yeah. They really knew what robots looked like in the 70s, didn't they? Holy
sure
shit.
did.
Holy shit. I love this. I love this kitchen too. Look at the checkered floor.
It's perfect.
It's a good
Looks
kitchen.
like our basement.
It looks like our basement. She looked around the kitchen and at the scattered tools the electrician had been using. Seeing nothing heavy enough, she opened his work bag. Inside was a large wrench. George pulled it out and whacked the robot on the neck again and again. Whack, whack. Finally, the whirring stopped. The arms of the mechanical man fell to his sides and he dropped to the floor. Nancy sagged into Bess's arms. Gently, her friends placed her on the floor. All right. Who's George? What's her deal? She the slender, athletic one?
Yeah, tall, athletic,
Okay.
short, dark hair.
That sounds like Jordan Baker from Great Gatsby.
Yeah, I think we said that last time.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I just read Great Gatsby. Brag.
Oh, George is a lady.
30 years too late.
George is a lady. She 30 years too late. Yes.
Oh, like 20 years too late.
Yeah. George is talking. The robot, I don't know. We'll figure it out. The robot must have done the same thing to Mr. Glassborough, George
Hugged
said.
him
You
to
don't
death.
sound athletic enough.
The robot must have done the same thing to Mr. Glassborough. Is that good?
That was good.
Thank you. Quick, get some ice! Bess dashed across the room to the refrigerator and soon was putting cold cloths on Nancy's head and chafing her wrists. What? What? Okay.
I don't know, rubbing them for
Was
some
this before
fucking
CPR?
reason.
yeah. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna
Like,
fucking touch my
yeah.
friend. George was doing the same to the electrician. In a few minutes, both revived. They blinked their eyes and looked gratefully at Bess and George.
I'll remember that if someone passes that around me.
I know, I'm gonna chafe their wrists. What happened? George asked.
It's a hell of an electrician if he fixed it that quick.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mr. Glassborough said that he had repaired the robot and wanted to find out if he worked. The electrician had taken a tape at random from the drawer and inserted it.
Oh, I see the
The
problem.
murder
Your
tape.
doll's set
That's
to
his-
evil.
Yeah, yes. Robbie had hardly started worrying when one of his arms moved up and gave me the neatest uppercut I've ever seen. It knocked me out. George smiled. In other words, you were KO'd by a mechanical man.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
There's
that's an apt
a couple
description.
reasons why that was confusing
That's
to
how
read.
you'd say it in other words.
Yep. The others laughed. Ha ha ha! You got punched by a robot, and you
You have a
probably have a
concussion.
concussion. Don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
As Nancy told what happened to her, the electrician and the girls gazed at the fallen robot. Mr. Glassborough remarked, "If we try out any more of these tapes, we'd better put old Robbie in a cage. But I'll repair the one that caused the explosion, so it will be safe to use. Also, you don't have to use a robot.
yeah.
I don't think any of you know how to use a robot."
And also, maybe...
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. It has been thundering nonstop since we started, and that one shook the house.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, maybe don't play the tape again. That caused him to try and kill 2 people.
Well, I think he just wants to try different ones, like shove different tapes in there, but
Yeah.
They
but,
don't
but
know
he said
what's
he could
gonna
repair
happen.
the one that... Right? Is that what you just said?
he'll repair the one that caused the explosion. So it's a different
sorry,
one.
sorry. I misheard.
That's okay. I don't fucking understand what's happening.
I am too distracted by everything about this robot.
I don't understand how the tape contains like programming for a robot, but what do I know?
It's just like satanic incantations.
Yeah. The mechanical man was dragged to his feet. Mr. Glassborough removed the head and looked inside the body. He said the wires seemed to be all right, but the tape had been ruined by George's vigorous whacking. Thank goodness, said Bess. This thing is really dangerous. It was evident to the girls that Rawley Banister kept... What's happening out there?
It's just raining its
Oh,
ass
Jesus
off.
Christ.
Sorry.
It was evident to the girls that Rawley Banister kept the robot on hand for protection. Was he so deeply involved in swindles that he feared for his life, they wondered? Swindles.
Such a swindler. I need to build a robot guard.
I need a robot for protection.
Holy shit. Hire a mobster.
Right?
What?
Mr. Glassborough spoke up. This is no play toy. I'll explain how he works. Then I think he should be hidden.
Please.
How about this closet here?
Please explain though first, please.
Right. There was a key in the door, which George unlocked. The electrician briefed the girls on how to use the tapes, then rolled Robbie into the closet and locked it. I guess we don't get to know the girls.
Sure, okay.
By this time, Mrs. Carrier had come downstairs. She had not heard the commotion and was thunderstruck to learn what had happened. You girls must be careful, she said, and Mr. Glassborough, I certainly am sorry that you had such a misadventure. The man smiled as he started to mend the tape. It's all in a day's work, he said.
Is it?
But I must admit, I'm not used to being
KO'd
knocked
by a
out by a
mechanical
mechanical man. KO'd by a mechanical man.
The absolute fuck.
He finished quickly and left in his truck.
Yeah, he did.
Tale as old as time. The others decided to go also and started across the bridge. In the excitement, Nancy had forgotten to bring her handbag from the second floor. Mrs. Carrier unlocked the front door and the young sleuth hurried inside. By now, she had learned how to go up the crooked stairway quickly and was back in a few minutes. Mrs. Carrier and the girls crossed the narrow bridge. As the group headed for Nancy's car, they saw a man walking up the woods road. Mrs. Carrier caught her breath. "It's Rawley!" she exclaimed.
Oh my goodness. Chris, read this one too.
Chapter 6, Hidden Workshop. To the amazement of the foursome, the man coming up the woods road did not turn and run off when he spotted them. Instead, Rawley Banister strode forward at a brisk pace. Power walking, one would say. Nancy, Bess, and George looked at one another in amazement. By now he had surely seen the group, yet he made no move to flee. I can't believe it. It's like he's walking so fast, but he's not running. He's walking right into the lion's cage.
The lion's cage? You're 4 women and 3 of you are teenagers.
Suddenly, Mrs. Carrier...
You have a wrench as a weapon, and that's about it.
You're 4 women in the 70s. You can't even get a credit card.
They did beat a murderous robot unconscious.
That's true.
Suddenly, Mrs. Carrier burst into laughter. The girls stared at her questioningly. That's not Rawley. He's Thomas. You mean...
Hilarious.
You mean...
Are they
Bess
twins?
began... Probably. There's probably like 4 of them. Mrs. Carrier said that her 2 brothers looked very much alike. At a distance, it was hard to distinguish between them. I wasn't expecting Thomas to be here. He didn't say anything about it, and once he told me he would never set foot in the house.
I am tired of correcting my notes on if it's Thomas or not. It's the second time, and I don't care for it. Tricking me.
Nancy smiled. Everyone is allowed to change his mind, don't you think? Besides, your brother may have some important news. Hello, Thomas Bannister said cordially. He was a handsome, dark-haired man in his middle 30s.
Everyone's so hot.
So handsome.
After Mrs. Carrier introduced the 3 girls, he said, Miss Drew and I became acquainted over the telephone. You're all probably wondering why I came here, especially on foot.
Yes. Yes, I was also wondering why you just walked
I didn't even write that part down. He walked out of the woods.
His sister said, It must be for some special reason. Would you like to go inside the house and talk it over? If you're not in a hurry, Thomas replied, I think it would be a good idea. You have a big surprise coming if you've never been here before, George told him as they crossed the bridge and walked to the front of the entrance.
So why did we need to know that they left, went across the bridge, Nancy forgot her handbag, went back inside, got up, got her handbag, came back outside, met Thomas, now they're going back over the bridge to go back in the fucking house.
It's not for us to understand.
Was it just so that we knew that she could get up the stairs quickly? Is that going to come back again?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Alex, make it make sense.
So I understand. This is
Thomas.
This is Thomas talking. Okay. Mrs. Carrier opened the door and they all went in. When the ceiling light in the hall was turned on, Thomas's eyes popped in astonishment. This is even more fantastic than I imagined, he commented, gazing at the stairway. He shook his head. I knew my brother was eccentric, but not to this extent. Bess said, wait until you see the robot running around knocking people out. Nancy told what had happened to her and to the electrician. It seems incredible, Thomas remarked, but I'm not surprised to hear it.
That fast?
From the time Rawley was a little boy, he was always building weird and ingenious things. His talent and education as an engineer should have been turned to good use, he went on. It's most unfortunate that he chose to lead with the wrong kind of life. It seems like if he could build a robot, he could make a living that doesn't involve swindling people.
Yeah,
swindles.
building and selling robots.
Yes,
Maybe
exactly.
no one wanted to fund his experiments.
No one else is doing that.
But even if you wanted to be a swindler and you were that good at building a robot, swindle people with robots.
Yeah.
Don't swindle people by selling houses built on, Native American...
There's a swindle tape. You put it in, the robot's like, I'd like to sell you swampland.
To swindling mode.
The robot's
I have a bridge you might be interested
I've got
in.
these necklaces, but I'm selling them for cheap. Oh, never mind. They're too good for you.
I am a foreign dignitary and my money is tied up in escrow.
You have a relative that just died. Let's do this for another hour.
I have unpaid parking tickets, and the only way to pay them is with gift cards. His talent and education as an engineer should have been turned to good use. He went on, it's most unfortunate that he chose to lead the wrong kind of life. Our family argued with him and tried to persuade him to do something worthwhile, but he'd always laugh off the suggestions. Nancy led the way into the kitchen and unlocked the closet door. Stripped of his animation, the robot seemed forlorn and beaten.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you guys beat him with a wrench.
Beat him, shoved him in a closet.
Damn.
From what you've told me, Thomas said, I think this is a good place to keep him out of mischief. The group went into the living room and sat down. Thomas proceeded to tell the others why he had come to Rawley's house. When I learned that you people weren't at the motel or at my sister's, I assumed you were here, so I drove out. At the foot of the hill, my car ran out of gas, and here's some disturbing news. Thomas said he had been visited by Mr. and Mrs. Stuart Aldrin from New York City. Oh, how horrible.
Why? I don't
Like
need
Mrs. Melody,
more
he had been
last
cheated by
names.
Rawley, who had been using an assumed name. They had been unable to track him down.
Oh my god.
This book's great.
But they saw the newspaper picture of him, Thomas went on, and came directly to me. They're demanding the return of a large sum of money plus damages. Mrs. Carrier frowned. For what? She asked. Thomas said that apparently Rawley... I like and I love is what I was saying at the same time, so I don't know what I said. I love how this book will have people say the things that they're saying, and then in the next paragraph, the book will be like, and then he said... basically this. Like, the book will just summarize what they're saying, and it keeps going back and
Pancakes
forth.
is in there.
I know. I saw that earlier.
I noticed that earlier. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't care about interrupting. It's
Yeah.
really cute.
We have a little cat cubby, and usually Alfie's in it, and this time, this is the first time I've ever seen Pancakes is in it, and she's licking her
She's
paw
going to
right
town
now.
on her foot.
She's going to town on it. Look at her go. Look at her munch on that foot.
Okay.
Thomas said that apparently Rawley had helped himself to certain identification cards and business papers from a realty company in New York City. They had the rentals of luxury apartment houses. They handle the rentals of luxury apartment houses. According to the Aldrins' story, Rawley had posed as a member of the firm and had taken the Aldrins to a large building. He had informed the doorman that Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, who were out of town at the moment, were giving up their apartment and the Aldrins were interested. Rawley showed the Cooper apartment to which he had a key. Evidently, he had taken it from the realty company office. Where does the large sum of money come in? Mrs. Carrier asked. And what does any of this have to do with anything? Why am I learning all of this information? The Aldrins said that they would take the apartment and then were told that they would have to pay 3 months' rent in advance. Mr. Aldrin agreed, and Rawley made out a receipt on the realty company's billhead and gave them a fake lease.
That family has astronaut money.
I was thinking of that too.
What?
Buzz.
Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, I didn't get that at all.
You idiot.
Thank you. Thomas said Rawley had told his clients there was a bonus payment in connection with taking over the apartment before the Coopers' lease ran out. Mr. Aldrin had also paid that fee. Fucking idiot. That's what going on the moon will do to you. It messes up your brain. Then you get taken advantage of by robot-making con men. Swindlers. George spoke up. George is still there? Sorry.
They're all-
Electrician?
They all are.
No, George is the friend. George is
Mr.
the
Glassboro was the electrician.
yeah.
Oh,
You idiot.
Hang on a
George is
second.
the short, dark hair friend.
I thought
Athletic
George
friend.
and Mr. Glassboro were the same person.
No.
Who the fuck is George?
George is the athletic friend that's like Jordan from Gatsby. Tall, athletic,
Oh.
short Bob.
Oh, guys.
George and Bess. I don't remember if Mr. Glassboro got a first
I
name.
don't know what this book is doing to my brain, but as Chris pointed out last time, I'm having a harder time than usual reading it. Okay, George is Jordan Baker.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. George spoke up. It seems to me Mr. Aldrin wasn't on the ball. As you would say. He should have investigated Rawley's story to see if it were true before he turned over the money. Thomas smiled. I'm afraid there are too many people in this world who are easily taken I suppose so, George agreed. Thomas went on. The most shocking part of the story is that the Aldrins insist my sister and I make good on every penny they gave to Rawley. Jesus Christ.
We can't do that, Mrs. Carrier cried out. We've already paid out a lot of money because of him. Besides, there's no telling how many more people may make demands on us. I'm afraid you're right, Thomas said. Legally, of course.
One a day.
None of these people can collect from us. I keep hoping that money or other valuables of Rawley's will be found to reimburse these claimants. You mean hidden in the house? Bess asked. Probably. Mrs. Carrier asked if her brother would like to look over the rest of the place. Yes, indeed. They walked into the hall. Thomas stood still and gazed at the crooked stairway. The next second, he bounded up the steps, twisting and turning as he went. He had almost reached the top when he tripped. The next moment, he lost his balance and came rolling down.
I was about to make a joke that was happening, and then it happened.
Okay. Oh! Mrs. Carrier cried out. Nancy made a leap for the stairway and dashed up. She was able to stop Thomas before he crashed to the bottom.
What?
He got up sheepishly and sat down one of the steps. Does this matter? He fell halfway down the stairs.
He ran up the stairs and then tripped and fell back down half of them. Oh my god, what?
Are you all right? Nancy asked him. I guess so, he replied. Hereafter, I'll have more respect for this crazy invention of my brother's. The invention being fucked upstairs.
It's not an invention, it's just crazy stairs, man.
It's just poor carpentry.
Yeah. Mrs. Carrier and the other two girls came up the steps to make sure Thomas was all right. He insisted that he was. I'll probably have a few bruises, but that's all. No broken bones. The group went upstairs. While Thomas made a tour of the rooms, Nancy again looked for a clue to the missing man's whereabouts. She mentioned her search to Thomas, who said, I have a suggestion. Maybe there's a computer hidden someplace. Rawley would be capable of making his own program tapes for the robot. If we find the computer, possibly we'll discover something that would help us track down Rawley.
I can't wait until they find a computer and then it spends 5 pages explaining what a computer is.
And it takes up a whole room.
We thought they were going to explain how the robot worked and they didn't.
That's
so
true.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Or a whole page just describing the COBOL programming language that was used at the time. A hunt was started. Nancy told Thomas that none of the searchers had investigated the basement. They found a concealed door at the back of the pantry which opened onto a stairway leading downward. There were many wall switches which lighted the place brilliantly. I'm sure Rawley worked down here, Thomas remarked. There were several rooms. One had a sliding door which contained a large computer and a small one.
Oh, shit!
You were right about your brother doing the programming himself,
making me think
Nancy
of that
told Thomas.
Community episode where they go into the hidden basement where there's the giant 1970s computer.
The group searched but found no clue to the man's whereabouts. The other rooms were inspected but yielded nothing of value except a small printing press. As the group returned to the first floor, Nancy kept telling herself that there must be other secrets in this house. Where were they, and how was she going to find them? Rawley Banister is clever, if not honest, she thought. He probably figured it would be a great joke on his family to make them hunt for any valuables that might be hidden here. She stopped to gaze once more at the crooked stairway. Why had it been built this way? Why did the one railing end partway up in a wall? Why was the hall not balanced?
Secret door.
We'd better go, Mrs. Carrier called. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm starved. Bess laughed. Me too. Thomas invited them to lunch. But I need a lift to the foot of the hill, he chuckled ruefully. Ha ha! When I ran out of gas, I signaled a passing motorist to send somebody there and put in a few gallons and charge it to me.
What?
I hope he did.
What? Can you do that?
Back then.
What?
Thomas climbed into Nancy's car, and they all rode to where he had left his. Fortunately, gasoline had been put in, and he led the way to an attractive restaurant near a river on the outskirts of Mountainville. I forgot the name of the town. It's Mountainville.
Fuck. What the fuck? The thing that is upsetting me the most about the thing that's upsetting me more than anything in this whole book is just, I think, the antiquated shit. Like, I flagged down a passing motorist and asked him to refill the petrol in my car, and he
You don't
fucking
do that in
did it.
1971.
No. What?
Charge it to
Small
my
town.
account.
What account? You're not even from here. Oh my god.
You're not even from here. You're not even from
You're not even
Mountainville.
From Mountain Bell.
You could just telephone up American Express.
Oh my God.
Alex, I don't think your mic's working.
Why?
Oh hi.
Hi.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
we were just goofing. While you were, I guess, we're trying to read.
Sorry. You must have thought we were really fucking
We must
rude.
have seemed so rude because we were just ignoring you and we were going on and on.
On me for not realizing I'd muted myself.
All good.
As they walked in, Thomas said, "That couple just coming in from the dining room and Mr. and Mrs. Aldrin. I don't want to talk to them now."
Oh, thank God. I can't do more voices.
He could not escape them, however. Spotting him at the entrance to the room, the couple hurried to his side. "So we meet again," said Mr. Aldrin. "Is this lady your sister?" Thomas nodded, then introduced the group to the Aldrins. "Have you come to any conclusions about reimbursing my wife and me?" the man asked in a loud voice. "No," Thomas replied. "If I have any news, I'll get in touch with you." There was an embarrassing pause. Suddenly, Bess broke the silence. "Nancy Drew is a detective. Maybe you'd like her to work on your case." Mr. Aldrin's answer was a loud "ha ha," followed by "She's only a girl."
Oh no.
His wife laughed uproariously.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine such a thing? I can see the headline now. "A teenage girl captures con man." Nancy was embarrassed, her face flushed with anger as patrons in the restaurant stared.
Jesus Christ.
I almost wanted it to say, like, she captured 5 con men last month.
That's the end of the chapter. That's so rude. Alex, you can keep going if you want.
Yes, please. Chapter 7. Burning Water. Oh, it's a fracking town. All caps. "Come," said Thomas Banister. He took Nancy by the arm and led her to a secluded table in a corner of the restaurant. His sister and the other girls followed. When they were seated, Mrs. Carrier burst out, "Those people are dreadful. How rude of them to make such a remark." "I agree," said Bess.
Me too.
"I'd just like to tell them what a terrific detective Nancy is." George recommended that they forget all about the Aldrins. "We don't even know if they're honest," she remarked. "They could have made up the whole story about being cheated by your brother in order to get money from you. A swindle on a swindle."
Shit.
Thomas nodded as a waitress approached them. After menus had been passed around, he asked, "What would you all like to eat?" Mrs. Carrier chose cream of potato. Oh, we're getting everyone's order. Oh, this
awesome.
is lovely.
Oh, I love this.
Mrs. Carrier chose cream of tomato soup and chicken salad. Okay.
Cream of tomato
Bess
soup
asked
sounds
haltingly.
disgusting.
Yes, what a combo. And just chicken salad, not on bread, just in a bowl,
loose,
I'm guessing.
Loose chicken salad.
Yep, just handed to you.
Yeah.
In their palm.
Bess asked haltingly, "Would you mind if I concentrate on dessert?" She hesitated a moment, then said, "Just a small hamburger and a large fudge nut sundae with a piece of cake."
36
All right.
people highlighted that.
I'm sorry. How does a hamburger count as dessert?
Oh,
Well,
the
it's a
next
small
sentence.
hamburger, and then there's 2 desserts. So you see, she's concentrating on dessert.
Okay.
Next sentence is good.
Oh.
Nancy
Trigger warning
expected
for
a
fat phobia.
Cool.
Nancy expected a tart comment from George. See, tart's also a dessert. Nancy expected a tart comment from George about her plumpish cousin's selections, but she said nothing.
Jesus.
Apparently, George only criticized Bess when the 3 girls were alone.
Oh, thank God. Good. Come on.
Coward.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Thomas smiled and said that if it was what Bess wanted, she certainly should have it. The others ordered
right, Thomas.
simple luncheons, and the waitress went off. A few
And
minutes
the
later,
waitress was
Bess
like,
murmured,
Jesus Christ.
A few minutes later, Bess murmured, "Guess what? Mrs. Aldrin is coming our way."
Oh my god.
"What?" Mrs. Carrier exclaimed.
Again? The woman who had been so sarcastic and unpleasant a short time before smiled affably as she approached the table. "I came to apologize," she said, looking at Nancy. "It was rude of my husband and me to make fun of your ability as a detective. We realized afterwards that we had heard of your father and you. Please forgive us and try and find the man who swindled us." So we only realized that we should apologize after we knew who your father was. You suck. "I think," Nancy answered, "that you should consult my father. He's a lawyer. Sorry, my daddy. He's a lawyer. As you said, I'm only a teenage detective." "But," Mrs. Aldrin said, "I understand you are very clever, especially... Exactly how much do you charge an hour?" Nancy's eyes flashed. "If you have heard about me, you must know that I'm strictly an amateur. I work on mysteries because I enjoy them, and I do not accept money from solving them. I still say that you should consult my daddy. Yours is a legal matter." Mrs. Aldrin seemed lost for an answer. She looked toward the doorway where her husband was standing and beckoned him to come over. He walked to the table, an expansive smile on his face. His wife said, "Nancy Drew tells me that our case should be handled by her father." "Oh, yes," Mr. Aldrin said. "Well, my wife and I have decided... When my wife and I have decided to give it to both of you. Shall I get in touch with your father? Will you, Miss Drew?" Nancy said she would prefer having Mr. Aldrin make the contact. "If Daddy wants me to work on the case, Daddy can let me know." Mr. Aldrin did not comment. Instead, he said, "I have been doing a little detective work myself. I went back to the apartment house where the Coopers live and talked to the doorman. He said he had seen the imposter at a sports event. He had immediately told a policeman about him, but the faker had disappeared by that time."
I don't know what to write down because most of this feels like nothing.
No, I was just gonna say, there's too much going on.
There's too
Just
much,
write
but
down
also nothing.
astronauts' extended family was swindled.
The last thing I wrote down was the Aldrins are there and they're dicks.
Yeah, I think that's all you need to right now.
Although Nancy felt that this was a very slim clue, she remarked, "Perhaps the doorman will see the suspect again and have him arrested." Thomas spoke up. "If we hear anything about Rawley's whereabouts, we'll get in touch with you. I have your card, so I know where to find you." The Aldrins went off when the waitress appeared with the tray of food. While eating, Nancy and her friends tried not to talk about the mystery, but it kept popping up. Finally, Nancy said, "Do you think that perhaps Rawley comes back to his house at night when he is sure no one will be around?" "It's possible," Thomas replied. "Tell you what, suppose we go out there tonight. I'll pick you up at 8 o'clock. "Great," Nancy said. "We'll be ready." When the girls reached their motel room, Nancy received a telephone call from Thomas Banister. He said a business matter had come up and he would be unable to take the group to his brother's house that evening. I also think that they're not really brothers.
Yeah,
I think it's just one guy.
There's cons on cons.
Yeah. "Perhaps we can make it tomorrow night," he suggested. "I'll call you." A few minutes later, the phone rang again. Nancy answered. "Ned!" she cried out in delight.
Okay.
"Hi, how is everything?" he asked. Nancy was fond of the tall, handsome football player from Emerson College and dated him almost exclusively. Almost.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hang
Almost
on.
exclusively.
Wait, what? Who?
26 people highlighted that.
Yeah.
Like, this will come back up. Gotta remember his name.
Okay.
How did you find out I was here? From Mrs. Gruen, Ned replied. Oh, I think she was someone from before.
Okay.
Like their housekeeper or something. I left home and...
Or maybe the dad's secretary?
I think she was in the house. Wasn't she in their house?
I don't know.
I left home in such a hurry I didn't have time to let you know, Nancy said. And since I've been here, it seems as if every minute has been taken up with the new mystery. She was surprised and pleased when Ned announced that he and Bert and Dave, George's and Bess's favorite dates, were free that evening and would like to drive over. Ned, Bert, and Dave. Wonderful, Nancy said. Will you stay overnight?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. Ned thought this would be best, since it was a rather long distance from where the boys were working, and he wanted to get busy.
It's pronounced busy.
Fortunately, they had the following day off from their summer jobs of selling insurance.
What?
What?
Summer jobs
the early
are like
70s. What a
lifeguard
time.
and ice cream seller.
Oh, not with that attitude. What the fuck?
The company is giving its employees a holiday? We'd rather spend it with you girls than go on the company's picnic. Nancy chuckled. Haha, and I'll bet you're hoping to help on the mystery. Ned admitted this was true. I'll hang up now, he added. See you later. When Nancy told Bess and George the good...
I'll hang up now.
I'll hang up now.
Click.
No one says goodbye on the phone anymore. You ever notice that?
Huh?
No?
I have to answer the phone a lot at work, and when the phone call's over, I'm the last person to say something, and then it's on the caller to say goodbye and then hang up, but they don't fucking say anything, and they just hang up.
That's crazy.
All the time.
Most of my phone calls are conference calls on Teams, and it ends with people saying, thanks, bye, thanks, thanks,
Thanks,
bye,
thanks. Yeah.
Yep, no, it's horrible, and I rant about it every goddamn day. Anyway, where was I?
Phone call. I'll hang up now.
Okay. When Nancy told Bess and George the good news, they were thrilled. George said, how about the 6 of us going out to Rawley's house tonight? I'd like to show the boys that fantastic place, and we could neck in the closet with the robot. Bess added, and if the con man is there, I'd rather the boys capture him than we girls. Dumb. The 3 arrived at the motel just before 8 o'clock. Bert Eddleton was a short, blonde, husky youth. He liked George because of her interest in sports. Dave Evans was also blonde, but rangy.
Oh, I thought it was going to be opposite. I thought they were going to have...
The plump and husky?
Plump and husky.
The plump and husky, yeah.
He had smiling green eyes and liked to tease
I'm so
Bess.
sorry, what does rangy mean?
I guess...
lanky, maybe?
Like someone who comes from the range.
He was wearing chaps.
So it's
Dave Evans is a cowboy.
Bert with George and Dave with Bess.
Yeah. Thank you for writing this down, because I've already lost track of, there are... For some reason, this book is tripping me up a lot mentally, and it feels like there's 100 characters.
Yeah.
All right, rangy of a person, tall and slim with long, slender limbs.
Okay, so Slenderman.
All right.
Slender man
Over ice
with
cream.
green eyes. Smiling green eyes.
Slenderman with green eyes. That was my high school band.
Over ice cream sundaes, Nancy briefed the boys on the mystery. Wow, Ned exclaimed. This case sounds like a weirdo. Wait until you see the funny house and the crazy stairwell that the Crooked Banister built, Bess said. She said the title.
Also, though, the fucking robot.
Yeah, like they're really burying the lead here. The boys looked at her, puzzled. She giggled and explained. Rawley Banister, it seems, was always getting into trouble. He nicknamed himself the Crooked Banister. George added, and the stairway in his house is as crooked as he
so
is.
Lame to give yourself
Let's go, Ned urged. The young people got into his car and set off.
The young people. Amazing.
Nancy Nancy said they would have to pick up the key from Mrs. Carrier and directed Ned to her house. Nancy hurried inside and explained.
We want to take our boyfriends there.
Not boyfriends, favorite dates.
Yeah.
They're going to have to buy some insurance from them, I think. Of course you have my permission to go there, Mrs. Carrier said, and I'm glad the boys are going along. I'll get the key.
I'm so sorry. Can you imagine buying insurance from, like, I guess, a 19-year-old boy?
Nope.
Sure can't. That's so outside my experience in life. That's...
Oh, man.
I can't imagine buying anything other than gum from a 19-year-old, honestly. Nancy slipped into her handbag and returned to the car. 20 minutes later, they were driving up the wooded road that led to Rawley's house. By the time they pulled into the clearing at the top of the hill, the moon was shining brightly and the fantastic house stood out clearly. But what interested them most was the reddish glow in the deep moat. "The water's on fire," Nancy exclaimed as everyone jumped from the car. Bess, who was closer to the moat, suddenly cried out, "The bridge is gone."
What?
"But what could have happened to it?" George burst out. "Did it fall into the water and burn up?" "I doubt that," Nancy said. "It was a metal bridge, remember? It couldn't catch on fire."
Idiot.
Bess spoke up. "Do you think it was dragged away?" Nancy studied the ground for evidence of this. There were no marks. George asked practically, "How are we going to get across to the house?" "That's a good question," Dave answered. "I have no idea," Nancy spoke up. "These woods are full of saplings. If we could find some that are tall enough to reach across the moat, we could build our own bridge."
Are you fucking
Also,
crazy?
you're gonna
Or don't go.
You're gonna fell a tree?
Walk across
Bess
a
asked-
sapling?
What?
Bess asked, "But how could you cut them down unless Ned has an axe in his car?" "I don't," he replied. "But most saplings bend easily. If you can push them far enough, they will crack off. Come
Yeah.
on, fellows. Let's see what we can
So
do."
you think...
Definitely meaning they can carry weight.
Yeah, so you're going to break it with your body weight and then trust
Yeah.
it with your body weight
Yeah, and
over a flaming moat.
Crawl over a flaming moat.
A lake of fire.
It's gonna cook you while you cross it.
I bet that's how the house is when Rawley's inside.
Oh,
I want no interruptions. Fire moat on.
I wish. No one trying to
The
sell
6
me
young
siding.
people went into the woods. In the bright moonlight, they had no trouble
forgot they were
finding
young.
tall, slender young trees and soon had felled several. They lugged them to the edge of the moat and one by one dropped the upper section of each and onto the far side. Soon a reasonably stable bridge was constructed.
Was it?
This would make more sense as an Animorphs book because then one of them could turn into an elephant and knock down the
Yeah.
trees.
Or they could just all turn into birds and fly across the moat.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't have a
I
bridge.
never thought I'd miss Animorphs. I'll go over first to be sure it's safe, Ned offered. Don't worry, I'm in insurance. Oh, Ned, Bess called. Don't take a chance. You might fall into the fire. Wait until the flames die down. Ned paused a moment. Suppose all of you hold the saplings in place so they can't roll. I'm sure I'll be all right.
I don't know if that's even the worst part of what he's doing.
None of this makes any sense. He inched along the crude bridge to the other side and then turned around and shouted, "Okay, everybody!" Fucking worked! One by one, the young people crossed to the lawn in front of the house. And that problem was solved. Okay. Nancy thought of Hannah Gruen's remark about her getting into hot water. She had come close to doing so. Do we know who Hannah Gruen is?
She was the housekeeper lady.
Help.
Miss Gruen.
Like Nancy and her dad.
Oh,
There's
at
that
home?
lady. Yeah,
Okay.
at their house. At their house.
Every...
We just talked about this.
Oh, God. Guys. Okay. It's too many people. Bert said, "Do you think it was Rawley who got rid of the bridge? And if so, is he here or did he run away?" Nancy spoke up. "Since Rawley sent a key to his sister and said She's in charge. I doubt that he'd destroy her only means of getting across to the house. Then who... Dave. Then who did it? Dave asked. Somebody caused the fire on that water? How the fuck does fire happen on water? Gah. All were convinced that if Rawley were in the house, he would do one of two things. Hide from them or try to harm them, perhaps using the robot. I don't think we should go in, Bess stated flatly. Let's surround the house and wait for Rawley to come out.
Yeah, that's right. We're teenagers.
Yeah,
We're dangerous.
There's 6 young people out here. But suppose he isn't here, Nancy countered. You know, all this might have been done by someone else. Either a pal or an enemy of his. After debating what to do, Ned suggested that they take a vote as to whether they would enter the house or not. There were 5 votes for going inside and only 1 for staying outdoors. That was Bess's. Nancy inserted the key into the front door lock and Ned pushed it open. It's a team effort. Without stepping inside, Nancy reached around to turn on the switch of the hall light. No one was in sight, and the robot did not appear.
Hearing a slight sound in the back of the group, Bert looked over his shoulder. The next instant he yelled, "Look, a man is running away from here!" The others turned in time to see a tall figure in a raincoat and hat pulled low. He reached the moat and started across the sapling bridge. "That must be Rawley," George cried out. A fearful thought came to Bess. "He may ruin our bridge and we'll never get away from here." All the young people rushed toward the saplings, ready to hold them down should the man try to remove them. The fellow looked back once, but did not pause. He reached the other side of the moat and plunged into the woods. "After him," Ned ordered. "You girls stay here. Come on, boys. We must catch that man."
I imagine he was holding his hat and high stepping.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What I want to know is how wide is this moat? Because saplings, I'm not picturing like saplings more than 6 feet tall.
Yeah, like at most.
Yeah.
And like so thin and bendy.
Yeah, like
Yeah, any tree that's like small enough that you could just snap it with your human strength
Yeah.
can't be very tall either.
Yeah.
Maybe they did like a weave.
They could have. I don't like any of it. It doesn't.
But I feel like that would have taken a long ass time.
Everything about the moat part of this last chapter has not made any sense to me whatsoever. Water is on.
And why was the moat glowing red?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't say fire. It said glowing red, so it looked like fire, but I'm sure it's fucking not.
But they crossed it. So
I
is
know,
it
but
not
it
on
was-
fire?
I don't think it's on fire. It's
You would-
probably like a stupid, like, putt-putt course.
You would think Nancy Drew, who is supposedly an incredible detective, would know crossing over a lake of fire, it should be hot.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. No,
I could be
mean,
wrong. I wasn't on this moat.
I wasn't on this moat.
I was not consulted about this
It's
moat.
not. Chapter 8. Vanished.
I bet you guys are right. I bet it's just like red lights
I don't
in the
I don't
water.
know. They said glowing. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet it's red lights, and the townspeople are like, "It's a fire moat!"
Yeah. The 3 girls kept an alert watch, ready to ward off any attack by a lurking enemy. Ready how? With what?
Saplings.
Did they keep their wrench at least?
It's young people straight.
Yeah.
We're young people.
I would also probably think I could do that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Ned, Bert, and Dave crashed through the woods. They could hear the fugitive not far ahead, but despite the brilliant
Bert.
moonlight, they could not see him. Suddenly the man stopped. Was he hiding or lying in wait for the boys? "One thing is sure," Ned remarked, I guess as they're sprinting. "That fellow knows this area better than we do." The boys stood still and listened intently. Now there was not a sound. "I guess we'll have to give up," Bert replied. A second later he exclaimed, "Listen!" Not far below they could hear a motor start up. "There's your answer," Dave said. "That guy had a car parked down there and we lost him." Disappointed, the 3 climbed the hill and reported to the girls. Did they even go look at least? Never mind, said Bess. No telling what he might have done to you. Even in the moonlight, this place seems creepy. I kept imagining eyes looking at me from the windows in the zigzag house. Dave laughed. Let's go in and see who belongs to the eyes. Ha ha ha. Ned looked into the moat. The fire's out. Probably oil was poured on the water and set ablaze. It didn't last long. Maybe that?
Okay.
Maybe.
It's called Greek fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex is nodding his head. He's a fucking nerd.
Yeah, the ancient civilizations did have flamethrowers. I heard about it on Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Oh, shit.
Send me a link to that.
You got it.
Nancy suggested that 2 of the group should guard the sapling bridge while the others went inside to investigate the premises. George and Bert agreed to remain outside so they could make out that sapling bridge. The 4 other young people stepped into the entrance hall. Ned remarked that he was sure the staircase had been built in this strange design for some special reason. There's a fucking gnat in here.
I know.
He's flying in front of my face.
I also keep, like...
I wonder if the secret door opens depending on which spot on the steps you step on.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, how old is the house? Nancy said Mrs. Carrier had told her it had been put up about 10 years ago. Before that time, Rawley resided in the old family homestead with his parents. When they passed away, Mrs. Carrier, a widow, went to live there. It was then that Rawley decided to build his own place. I understand he's a bachelor. Let's examine the staircase carefully, Ned suggested. He and the others tested every step. Dave declared that each one sounded different from the rest. Listen! So maybe it's an acoustic puzzle.
Oh my god.
He went to the top
Right
and
ahead.
stomped on each stair as he descended. Nancy's eyes grew wide. Why, they're the tones of the scale, she exclaimed.
Wait, what?
Dave grinned. He tried tapping on various treads at intervals. Bess laughed.
The keyboard
You're
from
playing
Big?
3 Blind Mice.
Oh my god.
Right, Dave answered. Now I'll do Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Wait, did they not notice that the stairs played music before when they walked up them?
Women don't know music.
They were too busy falling down
That's
them.
true. Oh my god, it would have been so, when he fell down, it would have been like...
Or as he fall down, it would have been like dun 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 dun. All right. Ned began to click each spindle to see if they too produced various sounds, but they showed no variation. Next, the 2 railings were tapped all the way to the bottom, but did not indicate
Just
any
touching
difference in
everything
sound.
they see.
That's what I would be doing. That's what I would
Yeah.
be doing in that house. I'd just be like,
We need to do an escape room for sure.
I do think we should. I think that would be fun.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
I think they would
Do
hate
you
us.
suppose, Bess asked, that
They would
maybe
be very
we'll come
entertained
across...
by us. They watch you and listen to you the whole time.
They do, yeah. And they would be like, these guys are smart, but they're being stupid right
Be
now.
like, these guys should have a
Oh,
podcast.
and do they record it? And you could like buy the recording of
I
it?
don't
That'd be
know.
awesome.
Oh, I don't know either.
All right, that's on the list. Do you suppose, Bess asked, that maybe we'll come across a sheet of music with a special tune which will reveal the secret of the staircase?
What is this, Resident Evil?
Everyone thought it was a good possibility and decided to start a search. Nancy and Ned went into the living room. They looked inside books and table drawers and under various pieces of statuary. Finally, Ned remarked, "Those musical steps are probably just another freakish idea of Rawley's."
Obviously,
You
it's his
think,
fucking
you
house.
dumb football player?
I bet the stairs open the door.
And Nancy goes, "Ned, you're lucky you're pretty."
All right, he's her boyfriend.
That's why I'm almost faithful to you, or whatever
Not
it said.
boyfriend, favorite date.
I'm almost faithful to you.
Couple walked into the hall. Nancy pointed to the oriental hand-embroidered picture. It occurred to me, she remarked, that this wall hanging might contain the answer to the mystery.
serpent.
The serpents.
Oh, yeah. Ned gazed at the embroidered piece in fascination. It's pretty sadistic, he said. A lot of ugly, coiled-up serpents all eating something poisonous. I don't know much about poisons, Nancy admitted. Are you familiar with them?
I hope not.
I feel like, yeah. I'm picturing just like White Lotus imagery.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah. That's what the White Lotus theme is. What it plays when you walk on the stage.
Yes, yes. If only they knew.
Ned said that in one of the courses he had learned about many of them.
What?
This plant, he said,
In my
pointing,
poison class.
is the poisonous hemlock.
He goes to Hogwarts. He
His
plays
poison
football
class
for
at
Hogwarts.
Emerson.
Like, now lads, for when you have a date. Uh-oh, that got too dark, sorry.
Yep.
Ew.
Cut that out.
And this one,
No, I won't.
yes. And this one, the serpent is chewing on Jimson weed, fatal to cattle who eat it.
Only cattle,
Eating
though.
you fat cow.
Well, then that serpent will
Nancy
be
said-
fine.
Jimson sounds, that's a funny name.
Just don't let Bess near it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Nancy said, one thing that puzzles me is this object at the bottom of the picture. It looks like an arrow. It is an arrow, Ned agreed. In South America, some tribes make a concoction of poisonous juices into a paste and put it on the tip of an arrow. It's called curare. When the arrow is shot into the body of a person or an animal, the poison is quickly absorbed and causes death in a short
Yeah,
time.
man, we've all played video games.
Yep. What's this beautiful snake called? The one the fiery serpent is devouring. Jesus Christ. Nancy asked.
Wow.
Great.
What? Why?
Thank God Ned, the insurance teenager, is here
No!
to tell us all about poisons and snakes.
Well, and he's just like, I also know everything about mythology
Yeah.
and history. Damn, I know everything about this fucking tapestry.
I'm more than just a football player, okay?
I can tell more about life insurance than snakes. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's where the poisons comes
Oh.
in. He learned about the poisons from selling life insurance. Like, look, this is all the stuff you got to worry about. This is why you need
You
insurance.
don't want to get shot with a cool arrow.
What's this beautiful snake called? The one the fiery serpent is devouring, Nancy asked. Great, Ned replied. It's found in Southeast Asia and is extremely poisonous. Nancy pointed to a small snake. That's a water moccasin, isn't it? She asked. I've seen them in Florida. Ned nodded. And this thing you see dangling from the next serpent's mouth, I guess you recognize as a black widow spider. What we have to do now, said Nancy, is figure out the meaning of all this. Do you suppose... Her question was cut short by loud yells of distress from Bess and Dave in the kitchen.
Is the robot strangling them again? Nancy and Ned rushed through the swinging door. To their amazement, the couple was not there. Standing in the middle of the floor was the robot. Its usual vacant stare, giving no clue to what had happened. How did you get out? Nancy asked the mechanical man. She rushed to the closet in which he had been locked. Though the key was still in the door itself was not locked. Nancy yanked it open. There was nothing inside but the assortment of kitchen necessities which had been there earlier. Where could Bess and Dave have gone? Both she and Ned called their friends' names. There was no answer. They searched the other first-floor rooms but saw no sign of the couple. Ned frowned. They couldn't be playing a joke on us, could they? Nancy said she doubted this. I doubt it, she said. I wonder if the robot... I wonder if they took the robot out of that closet and if he could have had anything to have done with their disappearance. How could he? Ned asked. Nancy said she did not know, but was going to investigate. I don't know, but I'm going to investigate. The first thing we should do is put the robot back in the closet, lock it, and for safety, hide the key. Ned pushed the mechanical man inside. And I guess he let him. After locking the door, Nancy hid the key under a statuette in the living room. Okay, write that down, because that feels important.
They did say there's a lot of statuary.
Unless there's a seeing eye around here, she remarked, no one will find that key easily. What the fucking fuck is a seeing eye?
I don't know.
A camera?
Like a little periscope in your house?
Oh my god. Do you think, Ned asked, the man who ran away from here might have taken the robot out? Nancy nodded. Yes, I do. Furthermore, I believe he inserted a tape. When Bess and Dave came into the kitchen...
Bess and Dave are gone.
Yeah. The sound of their voices activated the robot. But what could he have done to them? Nancy and Ned stood still, surveying the entire room. My god, what is going on?
I'm so tired.
What, this isn't thrilling enough for you?
Oh,
Aren't you wondering what happened with this mechanical
where
man?
are they? Bess and Dave. I don't see a thing, Ned said finally. Let's go outdoors. Maybe Bess and Dave ran into the yard. He and Nancy hurried to the front door and called to George and Bert. Have you seen Bess and Dave? Nancy queried. The answers were no.
Their couple name would be Jert
Jert.
or Borge.
Like George. The answers were no. Did they come outside? Bert asked. I don't know, Nancy replied. They've disappeared. What? George exclaimed. I lost track of who was talking, like I was saying words but not paying attention to what I was saying. He got confused. Bert said he would circle the house and see if he could find the missing couple. In a few minutes he returned, shaking his head. Then they must be inside, Ned declared. Come on, Nancy, we've got to find them. George and Bert wanted to help, but the bridge had to be guarded. The whole group did not want to be marooned on this side of the moat! Exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy was convinced that whatever had happened to their missing friends had taken place in the kitchen. She and Ned went directly there. Presently, Nancy snapped her fingers.
The basement?
See something? Ned asked. Yes, Nancy replied. She pointed to the floor. It was covered with linoleum in a pattern of large black and white squares. Nancy got down on hands and knees, took her flashlight from a pocket, and beamed it on the various blocks. Carefully, she went over the surface. Ned used his light, too.
What?
Near the center of the floor, Nancy spotted a section where the tiles definitely were not cemented together.
Every insurance
maybe
sales
there's like a
boy
chute.
has a flashlight with him.
Yeah.
A chute.
I think everyone that hangs out with Nancy Drew has a
That's
flashlight.
true.
Yeah,
probably
you
would.
learn.
Yeah. Did the floor fucking open up and...
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
We'll find out. Near the center, not cemented together. She tried to pull one up. It stuck tightly to the floor. Ned, she said, running the beam of her flashlight around an area about 4 feet square. I believe there's a Sentences are weird sometimes.
Yes!
I believe there's a trapdoor underneath here. Bess and Dave went through it.
Gasp!
Chapter 9. A Puzzling Discovery. A trap door, Ned repeated. But
A
we've been
trap
walking
door.
all over this place.
Oh.
That's the way it was
trap
capitalized.
door.
A trapdoor.
Wait, Chris, can you read that like Admiral Akbar?
A trap
Thank you.
door, Ned repeated. But we've been walking all over this place and it didn't
I didn't know
open.
that was his voice now.
We can't withstand mystery of this magnitude. Right, Nancy agreed, and there isn't any sign of a way to move it. Do you think that Bess and Dave fell through, then the door snapped shut? Ned asked.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
Nancy
how it works.
replied, patiently. Perhaps there's a spring hidden somewhere in this kitchen. Suppose we see if it's in the cupboards. Also, I'm hungry.
Also, the fucking robot
Nancy was
did
thinking
it, man.
hard.
Like, what?
Nancy was thinking hard and did not answer. Finally, she said, I believe old Robbie is programmed to open and close the trap door when it is stepped on. But maybe, so long as anybody is down below, he can't pull the trick again.
What?
And the trap door can't be pushed up from the underside? Ned asked. He's getting dumber by the moment.
This voice is perfect, actually.
Evidently not.
I sell
unless...
insurance, but I also know about poisons. But can't you do a
Have you ever thought about death? Or like an accident? And that like
You kill
you might
yourself,
have one
you
of
can't
those.
collect on the policy.
The thing
No, I
about
just gotta tell you, it
insurance
doesn't
is
work if you kill
that
yourself.
it insures you for things that could happen.
You know, it's not like what I'm really selling you is peace of mind.
This insurance gives you assurance that it'll all be okay.
Oh my god.
Evidently not, unless, Nancy added fearfully, Bess and Dave fell into such a deep hole or onto rocks.
Onto rocks?
Ned guessed her thought, and his face became very
There are
sober,
some
thinking about their policies.
Leaps happening in this book.
You think
The
they could
rocks.
be lying down there, injured? Nancy nodded. I'm worried, Ned. Terribly worried. This was probably all part of Rawley's plan. Well, one thing is sure, he answered. We must get the trapdoor open. And how are we going to do that if the robot won't
So,
work?
do they think that the robot comes out and pushes a little button that
Yeah.
does the trapdoor?
Yes, they do. She thinks the robot did it.
Waits for someone to step over the
And he's
trapdoor
like,
and then
oh,
triggers
I
it.
see that they walked there.
Yeah.
Beep. On the wall.
But then also, if someone's already down there, he can't do it again.
Well, no, they have to stand on the right square.
Yeah. It's
That
Well,
base
you don't
was
want
full of
someone
skeletons.
falling on top of someone else.
yeah. It's like it's
Yeah, it's a
making
kitchen.
me-
It's a working
It's just
kitchen.
making me think of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns pushed a button and the trapdoor opened like 5 feet to the left, and Smithers was like, "Oh, sorry, the painters moved your desk."
Here's another one of these weird sentences where it says they said something followed by something they
Do
said.
it like I did it.
We might have to break a section of the floor, but first I want to try something. What? Ned queried. Nancy said, perhaps the tape came to the end. If we turn it back and start over again, the program may repeat itself. It's worth a try. I don't know, Ned remarked. But from what you told me about this sneaky mechanical...
Man.
This sneaky mechanical man.
Mechanical man. You sound
I
like
think we
Paul
better be
Lynde.
on the watch for an attack. The sneaky mechanical man.
Such a sneaky, such a mechanical man.
I have to say, I'm very disappointed in this robot.
Me too.
I didn't know he was just going to run on very short tape-based programs. I
Yeah,
thought he would just
it's
be like, I'm a
1971,
fucking
Bekah.
robot.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be walking
Yeah, but
around going
use
like,
some imagination.
intruder.
Yeah. Or like have a cute little personality.
Have a voice at least.
Yeah, like, hi, I'm Robbie.
Is he ever gonna
Whatever.
talk? Yeah.
Robbie the robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like one tape would probably record the programming and audio of
I don't want
just
it to
him
be
saying,
realistic.
"Hi, I'm Robbie."
Oh god, it's like I'm so sorry that I keep doing pop culture references. Like it makes me think of this. But do you remember Futurama when Bender
Always
went to
Sunny.
that island of like
Low Tech
the
Island.
No Tech Island, and there was one. It was literally this. There was a robot that only
Yeah.
ran on tapes, and
Yes.
he kept having to put tapes in.
Yeah.
And my favorite part was he had a tape that just said "What," and then Bender said something, and he rewound it and pressed it again. And he went "What?"
We should watch that again.
That was one of the best jokes. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna kill
It's a
this
good bit.
fucking gnat.
There is a fucking gnat, guys.
I'm trying to get in my whiskey.
Trying to get in her whiskey. Oh my god, you're gonna smack your whiskey and it's gonna fly everywhere.
Just slap it across the room.
Oh my god, it was so close to your whiskey. Did you get it?
No.
Guys, it's still here. Someone call Nancy
sorry.
Drew to figure out the mystery of this fucking whiskey gnat.
Nancy went for the key and unlocked the closet. Ned rolled the robot out and stood him in the exact location where he and Nancy had found him. They took off his head.
So
The tape had already rewound
to
itself.
go back to his legs and feet and the wheels
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
So he's just got two like straight skinny human legs,
Human
but
legs.
with wheels.
Yeah.
So does he bend his knees or he's just like hovering?
Roller skates.
Oh, is it rolling? Yeah, like is he balancing?
I
Is
don't.
it
I
two?
doubt he'd be like moving his legs to skate.
Is it just two wheels? Is it like those guys from the fucking Wizard of Oz sequel? With
I
the
never saw that.
Oh, the Wheelers?
Yeah.
The child traumatizing enemies in Return to
Yeah,
Oz?
I don't like them.
Starring Fairuza Balk?
Yeah.
I never saw that.
It's
I don't
fucked.
Don't.
It's fucking nightmare fuel.
It's the evil queen switches out her heads.
Ew.
It's very fucked
Oh my
up.
god, just like this robot. Well, I guess he doesn't switch him.
He doesn't switch them.
It
Well,
gets
no,
removed
I think the
and
wheels
replaced.
are powered. He doesn't step. He just kind of goes forward like the Daleks, like Alex
Yeah.
said, but like he has legs.
But like Bekah is saying, it's the 2 legs part of it that's really tripping me up. Like
Yeah, it's just weird. It
Well-
would just look like a person hovering.
like at the end
the guy's a con man.
Why
to
have 2 legs
finance
if
his
they're not going to
robot
bend at
fetish.
the
I
knee?
mean,
at the end of the 2 legs is my problem is like how many wheels are there at the end of both legs? Because it cannot
How does
be
he turn?
It can't be 1 and 1.
Yeah, it can't be.
It can't
be.
It can't be.
How does it turn though?
I don't know.
Like
how does a Roomba
wheel
turn?
drive? I don't know.
I don't
They
know,
probably have
man.
a bunch of wheels under there. I've never seen the bottom of a Roomba.
Yeah, but Chris, a Roomba is the polar opposite of this fucking mechanical man.
But what
No,
if the
I'm
bottoms of
saying
his
maybe
feet are
his
like
feet
2
are
Roombas?
Oh,
Roombas.
2 Roombas. Okay.
Yeah.
2.
Bekah
Yeah,
gets
Bekah
it.
does get it.
I get robots, you guys. Totally get robots. Sorry, Alex. Please continue.
Alex, how do you think this
took
robot
off
moves?
his- I'm picturing like a sort of a roller skate situation. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, that does.
I hope there's like a whoop 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 whoop
That does make the most sense. I hope there's a part where he does like disco, because it's 1971. That's too early. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
They took off his head. The tape had already rewound itself and turned off the main switch. Nancy reset it, and instantly the whirring sound began. She and Ned were careful to stay away from the trapdoor area, but they wondered if, without their weight on it, that section of the floor would open. As they stood watching, the 2 heard a faint click, then a sound as if machinery were working down below, but the door did not move. "It's just waiting for someone to step on it," Nancy stated. She and Ned reached down and pushed it with all their might, but carefully avoided stepping on the suspected section. Their efforts were finally rewarded. The trapdoor opened downward. "You were right, Nancy," said Ned. He dropped to his knees and called into the dark area below.
So is he like
Bess, Dave.
Bluetooth connected to the floor? Where they just press play on the tape and then he can connect to the floor gears?
Yeah.
This ain't adding up. Why do we need a robot to do a damn thing? It's a trapdoor.
Yeah. Just put a loose tile there, they'll fall right through.
Could work with ropes.
They had that shit centuries ago.
Fearing that the trapdoor might close again, Nancy disconnected the tape. The whirring sound stopped immediately. Nancy got down on her knees and shone her flashlight into the depths below. The hole was about 6 feet deep and had an earthen floor.
It's so
Ooh,
much
it's
more
great.
shallow than I thought it was. Chris, are you also laughing at how shallow it is?
Yes.
6 feet deep.
I'm so
Right?
sorry.
Like,
Hang on.
Wait, so, hold on. Was this the tall guy or the short guy? Because the tall guy would just be like, ah, and then fall and his head would still be poking out a little
Okay,
bit.
but what I'm thinking is like, no matter who
He's
you
just
are,
like the top of his head's coming out of the kitchen floor.
no matter who you are, how tall you are, if you are a human person and you fall through a trapdoor into a hole that's only 6 feet down, and that trapdoor swings back up, it's fucking bashing you in the face on the way back up.
I was just thinking, like, you'd be expecting to fall and, like, crumple to a heap, but
Yeah.
you would just, like, jam your ankles.
Yeah, you'd be like, ow,
Like, fuck, that's annoying.
Jesus.
I just had a thought of how funny a 3-foot trapdoor would be.
If you ever make a Winchester mystery house in your old age, you have to put some of those in there.
Oh my god.
You fall and you're just
oh my
like,
god. What?
This is
fuck?
inconvenient,
what's
I guess.
the point of this?
You just awkwardly climb out of it. You're like, ow, shit.
And then I would I would have like a PA,
Oh my
and
god.
I'd be like,
I'm just.
because the person that would fall into like a 3-foot or even like a 2.5-foot trap door, they just, what's the point of this? I'd just be like, to
Oh my
inconvenience
god,
you.
seriously. You're getting more injured by that trapdoor swinging back up than you are from the fall.
So fucking stupid.
Kitchen Graves.
Kitchen Graves is a
She
good
and Ned
band name.
gave sighs. She and Ned gave sighs of relief. It was unlikely that Bess and Dave could have been injured by falling through the trap door.
Yeah.
So far, so good, Nancy murmured. But where did they go? The beam of her flashlight revealed an opening to what looked like a tunnel. I'll go down, said Ned. You'd better stay here until I see what's there. Oh, I hope you find Bess and Dave and they'll be all right, she replied anxiously.
The front door knocker pounded loudly. That was abrupt. Nancy said she would answer. Wait.
It's going to be another family called the Armstrongs that he also
Right.
swindled.
Okay. The Armstrongs.
And that's a very funny
Thank you.
joke.
I get it. I thought I skipped a page, but I didn't. Okay. Right? Yeah. The front door knocker pounded loudly. Nancy said she would answer. George stood there. What's going on? Did you find Bess and Dave?
Did
No.
they lock them out of the house?
Oh, George stood there. Okay. Sorry.
Wait, is George outside?
George is
George
outside. I thought
Did
they
they
were still in the
lock her
kitchen.
out?
I don't know.
Like, why would she have to knock?
I guess so.
All right.
Okay. What's going on? She asked worriedly. Did you find Bess and Dave? No, Nancy replied, but we've just uncovered a possible clue to where they went. And by possible clue, I mean a fucking
Obviously.
trapdoor, obviously, where they went. I'll show it to you. She led the way into the kitchen.
Possible
And
clue.
George stared in amazement at the open trapdoor. Nancy explained that the robot had unfastened it. George, the robot unfastened it. I'd like to go down and search with Ned. Will you stay here and guard this tricky door? I'm sure it can't close by itself because I've disconnected the tape. But just the same, I'd hate to be trapped underground. I'll do anything to help find Bess and Dave, George replied. I'd like to go down there myself, but I'll do as you say and I'll wait up here. Nancy gripped the edge of the opening and then dropped lightly onto the ground below. It was easy because it was only 6 feet. Ned! She called loudly. Her voice echoed in the tunnel. Ned? 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 But presently, she received a mumbled reply from him. Here I am. Here I am. Nancy hurried along the vaulted corridor, which was made of stone and earth. There were no openings on either side. The corridor turned sharply to the left. Just ahead, she saw Ned. He was tugging at a heavy door. Nancy hastened toward him. You found something? She called out. I think so, he replied hopefully. This door must lead somewhere. I pounded on it several times, thinking if Bess and Dave were on the other side, they would pound back. But there wasn't any response.
So what'd you do?
I kept pounding. Duh. As Nancy ran forward, her foot kicked a hard object. She stopped and shone her flashlight on it. Oh, she murmured. It can't be. She leaned down and picked up the object. It was the missing end of the railing and newel to the banister which disappeared so mysteriously into the wall of the entrance hall. And there's a picture of it.
I don't understand.
So there's a
what is
picture.
happening.
So there's a... Okay.
So it's like the stairs shoot straight into a wall, so this is where the other end of the railing would be.
Yeah, but they're underground. So
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. It's like a House of Leaves bullshit.
Nothing about this house makes
No,
sense,
it
guys.
doesn't.
I gotta be honest with
The
you.
caption...
I'm having a lot of doubts about
So there's
the
a
house.
picture of an underground passage. Ned, being a real dipshit, knocking on this door in the background, and in the foreground, Nancy is crouched, and there is like the top of a staircase banister sticking straight out of the ground. And the caption says, "Ned!" Nancy cried out. "Look at this!"
I also want to note she's wearing pants.
She's wearing pants. She is a modern woman. Chris, she owns her own car. Or at least drives her own car. I don't know if she owns it.
Well, I think her dad,
Her dad
probably
probably
owns her car.
Bought
He is a lawyer.
Owns it. I don't know. Could women own cars?
In
1971.
1971?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, an 18-year-old
I was
buying a convertible.
just talking to my mom.
When she doesn't take any money for her cases, I bet her dad bought the car.
Well, I was talking to my mom the other day, and we were talking about, the horrors. She was like, when I got married, I couldn't have a banking account. I was like, that's fucking crazy. That's insane.
Was that a U.S.
Yep.
rule or like a your dad rule?
No, it was a U.S. rule.
That
was a real.
Great question.
No.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah. But I was like, damn, what year was that allowed? Maybe sometime.
74.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we were talking about. How much this country sucks, and how, when you look at the history of our country, we are not.
It's like 1974 in here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, if you look at a timeline of our country, we're not that progressive. We've sucked most of the time, up until very recently, and also
And
again.
then we went backwards.
And then we went backwards.
We backslid real hard.
That was crazy.
I actually blew my young coworker's mind. I was like, so like the little girl that had rocks thrown at her, just for going to school that was newly integrated, is only like in her 60s. And he was just like, what? And I was like, yeah.
Your mom?
Like, wasn't all that long ago.
Is that who you're talking about? Your mom?
What? No.
Wait,
No.
who are you talking about? What little girl?
I think her
Alabama?
name was Ruby Bridges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when they finally like racially integrated the
Yeah.
schools, the people that had rocks thrown at them for going to school are only like in their 60s.
Oh, yeah.
She's 70, but you're close.
Okay.
That's still too
It's
young.
still way
Yeah.
too young. Yeah.
She looks like she's in her 60s.
Ned! Nancy cried out. Look at this! He hurried back and stared at the piece of wood. Do you know what this means? Nancy asked excitedly. No. What? At one
Classic
time,
Ned.
she replied. That railing and newel must have gone all the way to the bottom of the stairs. In the thrill of her discovery, Nancy had momentarily forgotten her reason for being in the tunnel. And then the picture.
She stopped being so fascinated by stair railings and kept after finding our friends.
Alright, you want me to just read this?
Sorry.
Take us
us home. Thank you.
She said quickly, solving the mystery of the Crooked Banister will have to wait. I'll give you a hand with that big door, Ned. I wonder what we'll find. Bess and Dave, I hope. They laid their
Yep.
flashlights on the ground, and both tugged as hard as they could at the stout handle. The door began to give a little. Pull harder, Ned urged. The next moment, the door opened with a rush, sending Nancy and Ned over backward onto the ground.
Ba, 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 ba. Oh my god. What happened to Bess and Dave? And what's the... Why? I still don't understand the physics of this fucking banister.
They find Dave and Bester's.
If we had episode titles.
Yeah.
I don't think it's... It can't be like the middle staircase, like missing railing. It's gotta be like, at one point the staircase was extended all the way down here.
Oh.
Like there's a missing bottom of the stairs or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Like with rock and stone and
I don't
shit.
know.
Or it's like an MC Escher, like the stairs just
Yeah.
loop up and around.
Yeah. Oh my god. Ugh. Well, Alex, what did you think of your foray into Nancy Drew?
I think I'm better off for not having read these as a child. Although I probably would have really, really enjoyed this book. I think the Mystery House would have really, fascinated me. But I do think these are so badly written that I'm better off for not having read them.
They are, like, they're awkwardly written.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like they're
really awkward.
so awkward, and I don't know if it's just, like, I don't know if it's like someone of the time writing it and they're trying to write it of a time even earlier than
Well, yeah,
this.
I don't think people in the 70s wrote like that.
No.
As a general rule.
I've
It's
read
so
shit from the
stilted.
70s and it's better than this. I just read shit from the 20s that was better than this.
It was probably like a mandate, like it has to read like the old
Yeah.
books.
That's my guess.
Just never
yeah.
updated the tone.
or the diction.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Well, I'm pretty enthralled. I can't like. There's so many mysteries happening in this house. I'm glad we stayed in the house.
Yeah.
I thought there was gonna be. I thought we weren't going back to the house, and I thought it was gonna be a bunch of like bullshit. But I'm glad we basically just like went back to the house, and there's like a lot of like house shenanigans happening.
Yeah.
I found it odd earlier that like they were like they searched like one room and they were going to leave, and then the brother showed up and they're like, "Well, I guess we'll go back in."
Well, yeah, they went
Yeah.
in and out of that house so many times.
Yeah.
And up and down the stairs to get her fucking
No, I don't know what any of that's
purse
about.
back.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think you could have combined a couple of these scenes.
Something's going on with this banister.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. I can't wait to find out what the point of
It's
all the poison shit is. Sorry,
It's-
what, Alex?
it's crooked and it bends through time and space.
Honestly, like, that's where I'm sort of going. Like, is this a fucking... Yeah, is this like a weird, like, space-time
Yeah.
situation?
Did these get sci-fi or is
If
there
it's
a way to
fucking
explain it
dinosaurs
away?
again, I'm gonna lose my
Oh my
mind.
god, if it's fucking
Basement full of dinosaurs.
basement dinosaurs... What if this just connects to Christopher Pike and we're like, no.
You know, my inspiration for writing that book
Nancy
was
Drew,
the Crooked
yeah.
Banister.
It's a Nancy Drew book. Well, thank you, Alex, for coming on the show so last minute, especially. Thank you very much.
A pleasure as always.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like anyone listening? Would you like to plug for anyone listening?
Been watching HBO's The Pit.
a
15
good show.
hours. It's 24 meets ER, but with F-bombs.
And endorsed by my nurse mother as probably the most realistic depiction of what an ER is
wow.
like.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the writing is heavy-handed as shit, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it.
My friend Patrick also loves it, and when who I co-host Casting Dreams with, when I went to visit him a couple months ago in Texas, I was there for like 2 days, and we haven't seen each other in like years. I don't know. It's like we never actually get to hang out in person together. And at one point, I was like, we were just like winding down for the night, and I was like, "What do you want to do?" And he was like, "There's a new episode of The Pit if you want to watch The Pit." And I was like, I don't really want to.
Did you keep him from watching The Pit?
I haven't seen it. And his wife Amanda was just like, Patrick, we're not going to watch The Pit. And he's like, yeah, but a new episode's out today. And she's like, he's only here for like 2 days.
You kept him from a new episode of his show?
To agree with Amanda,
God bless Amanda.
He can watch it after I leave. I just think it was so funny. It's like, he loved that show so much. He was like, he didn't care that I was there. He wanted to watch The Pit. Oh, so yeah, I've heard it.
Let's jump into a later episode with no
Yeah.
explanation
I've
to
heard it's
you
good.
of anything.
Yeah.
It is really good.
That happened with me in some show. Oh, I think it was Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, that was
Did we
early
watch
in
it
our
at Jason's
relationship.
house?
Yeah, I don't remember why this happened.
Was it
but
like the last ever episode or
no,
something?
it was an
was so close to
episode
the
in
end.
the last season, and
Okay.
crazy shit was happening, and
And I had no context for anything
You had
because
no
I didn't know
context.
anything about it at all.
and it was like, well, we're
great
watching
date.
the show now, and then later you watched
Yeah.
the whole thing.
But I didn't remember anything I saw from that.
Thank God.
I was
'cause
probably bored as shit, just like staring at the walls.
you watched, I think, the second of a two-parter of like the mutiny towards the end of the show, where
yeah.
like a lot of
you
characters
thought that was
die.
a good idea?
Look, I'm not in control of what happens when I'm at my brother's house. He dictates things.
Oh, okay.
don't
See,
remember
you
when
buried
that
the lead
happened.
there a little
I also
bit.
don't remember when
Well, I
that
don't think
happened.
he forced us to watch it. I think we went over there to watch it.
No, I think it was just like we all wanted to watch it, and we were early.
And I was just around.
well, and like it was
I was
early.
like,
enough-
I don't want to go home.
You know that thing
I'll
where like
go here instead.
you're early in a relationship and you don't want to say no to like watching something. You're like, yeah, it's fine.
I didn't really do that. I
I've
probably
done
just
that.
didn't want to go home.
I'd rather watch.
Whatever. I'll go to a second location.
Chris, what would you like to plug?
I would love to plug The Sketchy Show, an improvisational comedic adventure that we would like to invite you, the listeners of Below Grade Level, on. It has me, Jonathan Eaton, sometimes Bekah Eaton, and John Walker, who is our closer.
And one of these days, I'm getting Alex on it. We've been trying to schedule that, and it almost happened, and then it didn't, but it will. It's gonna happen.
I just want to say I nailed
You
that
did.
plug.
Thank you so much.
I don't know
Yeah.
why you keep saying sometimes me, because I haven't been on it in like 10 years.
Yeah.
But if they go and start at like the beginning, like you're
Yeah.
in quite a
Yeah,
few
you're in
of
the
them.
early episodes. You can find The Sketchy Show on wherever you find podcasts, and you can follow that on Instagram and TikTok. And you can follow. I'll plug Casting Dreams. That's the Dreamcast podcast that I co-host with Patrick Anderson. The whole first season is out for you to listen to, and we are currently recording the second season now, and I'm super excited. So the second season of that is going to come out later this year. 10 more games. Boy, what a time. Dreamcast all the way. Thank you so much for listening to Below Grade Level. You can follow this show on Instagram and TikTok, and you can follow Cactus Rodeo, where you can find all of our podcasts and more on Facebook and YouTube. Come back next time. Come back again and find out what happens with Nancy Drew and George, and find out where Dave and Bess are. And
Ned's also there.
Why was
Ned's
that
also there.
mode on fucking fire?
Why is that mode on fire? Where's Rawley? Is Thomas involved?
Will the saplings hold up?
Will the saplings burn?
Is the robot okay?
Yeah, what's the deal with Robbie? There's so many
I-
unanswered questions.
I know we're wrapping up, but I do love that they're just shoving random tapes in him.
Yes.
Instead of just leaving him the fuck alone.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
accidentally shoved a trapdoor
I hope this
protocol.
isn't the murder tape
Yeah.
again.
He already choked them out almost immediately.
Also, okay, are the tapes not labeled? How would Rawley know what to do?
Maybe
he
they're
probably
numbered.
has a secret code all to himself.
Probably.
Musical notes.
Well, find out, come back and find out what happens. I don't know why I keep saying come back.
Come back, please.
Come back, please. And find out what happens next time as we continue reading Nancy Drew and the Crooked Banister.
Don't abandon us now.
Don't abandon us now in the middle of the book. In the middle of the book.
Okay, go on.
We love you. Bye.
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 Bye. Below Grade Level is a Cactus Rodeo production. You can subscribe to and follow Below Grade Level on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you find podcasts. Contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com and discover more of what Cactus Rodeo has to offer on Facebook and YouTube.